Howdy there, thinkers. It's me, Quizmaster Jack. And it's week 22 of Buzzword's pop culture and sports competition year-long. Week 22 of 48. I'm going to play through it for my enjoyment and yours.
In this film, the Cloud Riders attack a group of thieves trying to steal coaxium from...
It's Solo. Yeah, that was some Star Wars gibberish, but yeah, one of the factions in Solo is this group of essentially like freedom fighters, I think, that are trying to get coaxium from the Empire, but also Solo and his buddy Woody Harrelson are also trying to get that coaxium. And then Daenerys is there. Yeah, Emilia Clarke's in that movie. Oh, and who's the bad guy? So there's a reveal at the end, but I can't remember who the actual like bad guy is. And Lando's there. It's good stuff. It's not that good. It's not real memorable. Except I did get a 19 out of it, so I guess it's somewhat memorable. But yeah, Cloud Riders. Somebody will buzz on Cloud Riders. There's no way I'm getting best buzz on that.
In both Poco and this band, Timothy Schmidt replaced bassist Randy Meisner. They included Love Will Keep Us Alive on their 1994 reunion album Hell Freezes Over. The all-time best-selling album in U.S. history is a greatest hits album by, for 10 points,
it's just
What Band featuring Glenn Frey and Don...
Oh, okay. Oh, they did acknowledge that it's not actually the Eagles, it's just Eagles. But they did put the in there because they were going to take the Eagles. They were going to take the Eagles. That's some deep Eagles stuff. Man, I think I heard of that at some point, that the best-selling album in U.S. history for a long time was just Eagles' greatest hits. No real knowledge for me there until they said Glenn Frey.
In a 1980s TV show named for this woman, the flying ship Solar Sailor is commanded by the pirate Seahawk. Swift Wind is the steed of this defector from the Horde. A 2018 reboot depicted her romance with Catra.
Yeah, so it is She-Ra. I figured it was in that Masters of the Universe realm, and they were using female pronouns pretty prominently, so if it's not He-Man, it's She-Ra.
On this company's logo, a banner reading Prorsum is held by a charging knight on horseback. In 1900, this house's founder and namesake invented the gabardine trench coat, a trademark check pattern.
Okay. They said they were like talking about fashion, so I'd take a step back and be like, all right, I'm probably not going to buzz, but a trademark check pattern is Burberry, which also came up on Learned League very recently. I think this previous week. This is not Burberry, what I'm wearing right now. Not Burberry.
In this musical, Janice recalls interviewing a mother who cannot stop crying in the song On the Edge. Irene Sankoff and David Hine wrote this musical, in which Beulah Davis helps the plain people in the town of Gander.
Okay. I figured, I don't know, something about interviewing somebody and they're crying that just kind of felt like Come From Away. But the plain people is I got 14 points, so it wasn't a giveaway, but yeah, so Come From Away is a musical based on the town in like Newfoundland. Well, it's Gander, wherever Gander is, that a bunch of American airplanes, landed there on 9/11 because they didn't have anywhere to put those planes, so they stayed there for like 2 weeks or something, maybe longer. So it's just like, they were in a musical about it. I think somebody I went to high school with was in the Broadway production of that.
On this show, a cashier's check is concealed inside a wooden bird later used as a murder weapon. Detective Perez investigates a fatal hit-and-run accident on this show. Judy meets Jen at a grief support group in, for 10 points,
Jen.
What Netflix show starring Linda Cardellini and Christina Applegate?
Oh, what was that called? No, I don't think this is it. Dead to Me. I was so close. I was so close with almost no knowledge, and I almost got there. That's wild. I think Dead Like Me is actually a different show. Dead to Me. Yeah. That's those TV questions you get sometimes where it's just like it was a Netflix show, ran for like 3 seasons, got a lot of watches then, but then just kind of disappears into the void of consumed pop culture. Oh, I was so close.
In this film, the sight of cows prompts Ernie Capadino to say it would bruise the hell out of him to be milked. In this film, Chicago's Harvey Field is where Betty Spaghetti and...
Oh. I said Betty Spaghetti. Poor Betty Spaghetti. She gets the worst of it in that it made me cry just thinking about that scene again. Oh, it's so rough. A war mail. I don't know if there's a term for it. I'm butchering what, but like a mailman comes and he's very clearly giving a letter that somebody's spouse died and he doesn't know who the name is. And then Tom Hanks's character takes the letter and he's walking down the line of women and then gives it to poor Betty. Oh.
This character lifts a curse from Fike Isle with the help of Kira Metz. In a 2015 game by CD Projekt Red, this rider of the steed Roach can romance...
No. They'll just take The Witcher. Yeah, Geralt, that was his name. They'll take The Witcher, but it was Geralt of Rivia, the Butcher of Blaviken. Could do the rest of this buzzword in his honor, just be like, music. Must be a griffin. Good. I started playing The Witcher 3, but couldn't get through it. It's just too much. It's just so much to do in those games. It's a lot of politics too, which is weird for a game about like a monster hunter, but that's how it is.
This word titles a 2023 album that includes the singles Checkmate and Call Your Friends, and is by Rod Wave. This is the second word in the title of a 2020 album, whose Moonlight edition includes Love Again and a remix of Levitating.
I don't even know what artist that is.
What word follows Future in a Dua Lipa album title?
How about future music? Future nostalgia, sure. No clue.
This material appears in the name of a band that charted with Bother and Through Glass in the 2000s. In the 1990s, another band with this material in its name released Plush and Interstate Love Song with frontman Scott Weiland.
Interstate Love Song is...
What word forms band names with Sour and Temple Pilots?
Oh, it's Stone. Oop. Stone Temple Pilots. Well, we were running hot for a while there. Ran into a Netflix thing that I didn't know about, and music I didn't know about, as usual. But still, had a respectable score. Pop culture done and dusted. Now, let's hear some sports.
In 2022, this athlete's run of 3 straight titles at Worlds was ended by Shoma Uno. This athlete, the first man to win 6 straight U.S. titles since Dick Button, is known as the Quad King. The 2022 Olympic gold for men's singles figure skating went to, for 10 points, what Chinese-American skater?
Yeah, what's his name? It's like Lin Chen.
In 2015, this team had the NBA's first 17-0 record in a calendar month, leading its entire starting lineup to share Player of the Month honors. In 2005, this team traded Boris Diaw to Phoenix for a player dubbed ISO Joe. Joe Johnson played 7 seasons.
The Hawks? It's the only thing I know about the Hawks. I may have said it before on this channel, but if you like sat me down and said name all of the NBA teams, I think the only one that tripped me up would be remembering the Atlanta Hawks. But I do know that Joe Johnson played for him, and he was their star for a half decade plus. It's the only thing I know about the Atlanta Hawks.
This player tied an NFL record for his position by rushing for a touchdown in 6 straight games in 2022. Like Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson, this man has recorded a 1,000-yard rushing season as a quarterback.
Is this
for 10 points?
Is this Josh Allen?
Ohio State quarterback was drafted in 2021 by the Chicago Bears.
Oh, it was Justin Fields. Not really. He was drafted by him, but they gave up on him real quick. Now they're on to the next project, and we'll see how that works out for him. Looking for a nickname that the people in question used in place of a first name. For example, Babe in Babe Ruth. I'm intrigued.
This was the nickname of a boy wonder second baseman who managed the 1924 World Series winning Senators. In 1978, Mike Torres gave up a homer to a man known by this name, leading Red Sox fans to give him the informal middle name Freaking. For 10 points, give this nickname of Yankees shortstop Dent.
Is it like Bucky? Like Bucky Dent? It is Bucky. Okay. I think they were talking about two people there, and all I knew was Bucky Dent. So I'll take 10 points.
At the 2023 World Athletics Championships, this individual event was won by Sha'Carri Richardson. At Tokyo 2021, this was the shorter individual event in which Jamaica's Elaine Thompson-Herah won.
You just want 100 meter? Okay. Yeah, they just want 100 meter. They said Sha'Carri Richardson, who is like the fastest American woman right now. So it's really just waiting until there was some indication of which sprint race they wanted. And then they said shorter. So it was either going to be the 200 or the 100 meters. Kind of a weirdly structured question.
The first instances of this event were 1930s benefits for Howie Morenz, Babe Siebert, and Ace Bailey. Rendezvous 87 replaced the 1987 instance of this event, whose players once represented the Wales and Campbell conferences. For 10 points, what game was played a record 21 times by Gordie Howe?
What, like Stanley Cup Finals? Oh, that makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah. All-Star games make a lot more sense. Yeah, I see where I went wrong there. Because for a time, the finals were played by the two teams in those divisions, but there's also a game that happened, a singular game that happened every year. Got a little tripped up there.
After Tiger Johnson beat out this man to become Paul Brown's successor, this man angrily left Cincinnati. As GM and coach, this man drafted Charles Haley and Ronnie Lott and traded for Steve Young. For 10 points...
Wait, you just want Bill Walsh? They do just want Bill Walsh. Super Bowl winning coach for the 49ers, Bill Walsh. Creator of the West Coast offense? Think he created the West Coast offense?
In 2019, a big man with this surname had 30 points and 15 rebounds off the bench for the Wizards. In 2021, a forward with this surname was drafted 8th out of Michigan, where he starred after playing for Alba Berlin. For 10 points, give the surname of the Magic's German brothers, Moritz and Franz.
Oh, Moritz and Franz. I don't think it's this. But that's all I got. Wagner. Wagner is a good guess for German names too, but not in my knowledge base.
This pitcher and his catcher were the first battery mates to hit grand slams in the same game.
Ooh.
This man, who has a record low 0.25 ERA in the World Series, won World Series MVP against the Royals in 2014.
Is this,
for 10 points, what lefty?
Madison Baumgartner? Baumgartner. There's no T or N. No, there's no T. Madison Baumgartner. Yeah, Madison Baumgartner loved to hit. Loved to hit. I loved it. I love pitchers who love to hit. They don't exist anymore. And I will say, for all the bluster there was about getting rid of, like, making the DH universal in both leagues, I don't really hear anybody saying, hey, let's go back to the days where we had to watch, Santiago Castilla hit or anybody hit. But man, I love me a pitcher who loved to hit. Carlos Zambrano, Madison Bumgarner, they were great. Pitchers half-heartedly carrying a bat may as well be wearing their warm-up jackets. And it just nobody cares that there's universal DH anymore.
In 1979, the first live broadcast of this event attracted large audiences snowed in by a blizzard, who witnessed a fistfight between Donnie Allison and a 4-time winner of this event, Cale Yarborough. Richard Petty was a 7-time winner of.
So with the snow, I'm guessing they want like Daytona. Yeah, since it's the opening event, they said Cale Yarborough, who is a NASCAR driver. I'll lay out how I figured that out. Even though they said Rusty Wallace too. I was like, okay, snowed in. Don't really know what's going on. Snowed in. Cale Yarborough. What's basically the only NASCAR event where people could get snowed out during? And that'd be Daytona, which is the opening of the NASCAR season. And with that logic, I leave you after this week 22 of Buzzword here on Thinking Game Trivia. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Head on over to neqt.com/buzzword to play the game yourself. Not this one, other games. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.